Welcome to Papa Junk Shop. Well, let's get started on this thing. Guess we're gonna see if we can get the tractor running. Get a quick assessment of that before we get too deep into it. Looking around the yard of the place, we were able to find quite a few of the pieces that the kids had torn off. We found the cover for the air cleaner. This is that piece that somebody attempted to weld back on for the front end loader. We found both the side panels, and this is the cover for the hoe. This we actually took off because we wanted to see where you put it. The hydrostatic thing in neutral, and this we took off. This was the plate on the backhoe so we could see the bolts to get it disconnected from the track. And this is the hood. Yeah, I think it's all savable. Just going to take some work de-rusting, cleaning, painting, all that good stuff. So see if we can get this running and see if it'll move. So first I'm going to get this belt off the pump. We don't want to be running that without anything in it, or we don't know the condition of it. I can reach down and turn it alright, so we'll get that belt off. I'm going to take the plugs out of the engine and put a little bit of oil in each cylinder, and we'll turn it over with a starter just to make sure everything is frayed up, and maybe get some oil on it before we put any gas to it or anything, to see if it's going to run. The fuel tank, thank goodness, is plastic, and it's got that wonderful smell of the old gas. There's still some in it, so eventually that'll have to come out because it pulls from the top of the tank. So probably have to take it out and empty it out, just make sure it's clean. So get you up on the tripod and we'll get started. Should have grabbed the deal impact shoe. I think that's a self-locking nut on there. It's not coming that hard. Alright, sounds good. Looks like we're going to have to loosen that up. Concerned about that, but it finally came. Watch all of this. Okay, so next we'll get the plugs out. Make sure. 5 inches. Yep. Good. Yeah, you look pretty decent. Different. I don't think I ever seen any quite like that. Bosch Platinum. This side out. Same way. Broke it loose and stay right out. This one looks good as well. Just going to give her a couple of squirts of just regular oil. Make sure this thing's squirting. There we go. Okay, now let's see. Make sure we go. Well, I think we looked at it before. Yeah, and it actually looks decent. Alright, so let me figure out some electrical stuff. There's no key, so we might be just bypassing some stuff, but I'll get her figured out and turn you back on. Before I do all that, I'm going to try to find a key. I think it takes one of them generic ones, but I don't know if I got anything that's got one of them in it anymore, so I'm going to pull this air cleaner off. I'm so thankful the kids never took this off. Let's see what we got. Actually, it looks nice down in there. And we'll just leave that right off for now. Let's start this back on there. And screw it down and tighten it up so it doesn't, if we do get it started, it doesn't come off of there. Alright, so let's see now. Okay, that's the choke. A little hard, but it did move. And this is the throttle. can't really tell. I think things are free. But this moves alright. I can see it moving back in there. So we're just going to squirt gas in anyway, so even if it is stuck open, it won't run long enough to hurt anything. Well, I did find a case, not the right one, but it does turn it, so I unhooked the battery and I got the jump box hooked on. Let's turn the key and see what happens. Nothing. Let me try grounding right on the starter once. Not sure about these battery connections, so. Nope, nothing. Okay. I'm going to move the jump box right down here on the starter. Nothing. That's encouraging. Alright, so let me rig up some temporary stuff to bypass it all. Okay, so I got the jump box hooked on the plus side of the battery terminal, and I've got it grounded here right on the starter frame. And I got this jumper wire on the solenoid terminal, and I'm going to touch it on the positive and see if it rolls over. And I'm going to make sure that my face isn't in front of that spark plug hole, because we put oil in there just in case it starts going over. So here we go, see what happens. Well, sounds like we lost one of the connections. So wiggle this one too. Okay, try number 2. I guess I'll do it this way. Put a clip on the. I'm going to move the clip right up here onto the battery terminal. There we go. Alright. See if that made a difference. Except I can't see it now. No. Because it was the ground connection that was a problem. When I oiled that, it finally made connection. Okay, now I know I got a good ground. Let me hook this. Here's a wire back up, and we'll try the key again. Maybe we just didn't have good connection. No, wouldn't be that easy. Okay, so now we know everything turns over. Didn't see any oil flying. So at this point, I think I'm just going to unplug the, where am I? Okay, this one's got just separate wires and everything, and I'm thinking somebody rewired this because I don't think this is original. And the back of the ignition switch has got all separate connections on it. So I'm thinking Maybe I should just pull all those off and we'll start from scratch. If I pull them all off, we should defeat the off circuit for this, because I think this has got the separate coil, one for each cylinder, so it should fire, and when you turn it off it actually shorts them out, I hope. So I think I'm going to do that or unplug it right here, because we got all these safety switches too for the PTO and who knows what else. So do some more research and make some progress. I'll turn you back on. So I pulled this wire off here and one off here. As you can see, there's things that aren't hooked and things that have been redone. So I pulled all that stuff off. I'm gonna roll it over and see if we have any spark. See if I can get you guys in there so you can see if there's any spark. Right here's the spark plug. So see what happens. No. Okay. More research. See, I've never messed with one of these coilers before like this, so I pulled these two screws out, this module, whatever it is. It's got a whole wad of wires going to it, so I think I'm going to pull this plate off here so we can get a look-see down in there, get a more better idea of what's going on in there. Okay, not sure what I did, but I think I got a spark now. I plugged everything, unplugged some stuff, tried to chase it, and decided to put it all back together before I forgot where it went. And I tried it again and I had spark. So, put the plugs back in, we'll squirt some gas down the carb and see if she'll fire off. Okay, let's see if she'll fire off. I got my gas. Give her a squirt. Alright. Cross your fingers. Find that tab. There it is. Oh, jeez. Ground wire fell off. Yes. Alright. Things are looking better all the time. Well, maybe we'll try getting some feeding some gas to it. See if it'll stay running. I didn't see a lot of crap fly out of it, so I looked down in there and I didn't see any rodent infestation, which is really surprising. Of course, they probably went and lived in the house because, you know, it'd be nicer than a tractor. Okay, hook my temporary tank up here, like so. Turn it on. And the fuel's pouring out of the fuel pump back up in there, so I need a new one of those. So in the meantime, we're just going to gravity feed it and get that out and hook it in there. See if she'll start up and stay running with a temporary tank gravity feed. Oh, the fuel pump still pumps, it just leaks because it blew fuel all over here. So, I'm going to pull the choke. It's not staying running. pull out this thing off once maybe here to get through that. Nope. So, probably carburetor. Let's see, of course, I didn't give it any throttle either. A little throttle. Half choke. See what happens. As soon as I let off the starter, I can't believe how much that fuel pump's got in it, blowing all over the place. I know where the fire extinguisher is, just in case. So. Blow on the camera, huh? I'll keep trying a few times, maybe something will break loose. It does sound a little clicky over here, doesn't it? We got a bunch of electronic stuff here near this carburetor, which I don't know what it's all about. So I'm not sure if it's electrical problem or fuel problem. I get my squirt bottle and we'll keep squirting it once it starts and see. Seems like there's lots of gas there, so it may not be a fuel problem. Yep, fuel problem. Tractor's moving in reverse, so apparently this neutral thing needs a little adjustment, but that's a good sign because it moves. So it's not surprising that the carburetor is going to need to come off, but hoping it would be enough so that we could, even if it didn't run right, if it would run a little bit. So I'm going to mess around a little bit here off camera and see if I can't do something to make it a little more fun. Well, I got the carb off. It's pretty nasty. I took the top off and it was full of fuel, but pretty crappy looking in there. So we'll get her cleared out and throw her back together and see what we get. I've got about an hour into cleaning the carburetor. Had that brown gooey stuff in it, so it may not ever had that ethanol crap in it, but it had that, you know how the old gas was, looks like butterscotch. So, but it cleaned out nice, so got everything hooked back up. I got a helper now, and I've been using this, trying to key, and he says, well, what's this button over here for? So maybe that's where you push to start. So let me hook it back up and we'll try that. So give it a try and see. No. Nope. Oh, what's the key on? Yeah. Okay, so we're back to the old way. I don't know if we need to choke it, probably. clicky over here. Wonder what that's about. Just got hydraulic lifters, maybe? Well, maybe it's just because it hasn't been run. Maybe. So, I think it'll run enough so that we can see if it'll move back and forth and all that good stuff. So, we're going to give that a try, see if a hydrostatic and all that stuff works. Well, as you can see, I've been busy. You seen us go for that little ride there, just to confirm that the transmission and everything worked alright. And the more we ran it, the worse it ran. And I took the car back off, went through it again, didn't find anything, but and then it wouldn't start, and there was no spark again. So I got doing some research, and this has got that Smart Spark Advanced module, and I guess they're known to be bad. They're not available anymore, and if you can find one, they're like $100 and some bucks. But from what I understand, we can get a couple of replacement coils that just have the one lug on, sort of like a regular lawn coil. Just eliminate this thing, and there'll just be one terminal on there to shut it off. So, pretty sure that's what we're going to have to do. But in the process of getting this part, of course, I found a few bugs. This coupler here, which is right here, set screws were loose on that. This end was the same way, it slid right off. As a matter of fact, you can see that's all chewed out there where the keyway is, so I'll probably have to broach a new keyway in that, or find another one. And I think this pulley's supposed to come off. It's supposed to have a bolt holding on. No bolt in it. It's really rusty. And I think somebody else might have been in here at one time, because this screen has a split in it right there. And the whole shroud has a split in it. And somebody's cut that to get it off over that pulley. So I had to do the same thing rather than fight with that pulley. So I think it will come off right here if we ever have to take it off. But I'm going to get a couple of coils ordered for it, I think, and then we'll see how she runs, and then we can move on with this part of it. So at this point I think I'll call this one a video, what we got done so far. So if you enjoyed her, as usual, give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. Thanks for watching our foolishness, and we'll see you next time, I hope.